This is Rhino Jewelry CAD with manufacturing in mind. Good day to you. This very short video is geared mostly to either brand new people opening up Rhino for the first time, either in a class or doing self-study, and or people that are transferring from an older version of Rhino. And what I discovered, I gave my first level 1 training class in Rhino 8 yesterday. And I didn't do a whole lot of studying on the new concept in Rhino 8 of containers and panels and how they work together. Now, panels have always been there. I don't think containers have. I could be wrong about that. I just never ran into them before. But what we discovered, I thought I could just proceed with the class, and teach it mostly the way that I had done it before. But what happened in Rhino 8 is that the Mac and PC version merged basically, and so because of that, some things having to do with the Rhino interface have changed, and at least for me. The whole containers concept was kind of confusing, especially when I ran into trouble last night with students. So what we see on the screen here, what's a brand new student do? If they're adventurous, they start clicking around, and what do? They mess up their layout. So I don't know. This is just a random thing that I pulled together. And this is what I would call a messed up layout. Now, you can customize Rhino if this is what you wanted it to look like. That'd be great. But I have never modified myself. I've never modified the interface too much. I've stuck pretty close to the default layout. And so that's how I like to work in Rhino. I know where stuff is, and I'm confident with my ability to find tools and commands, and I can just proceed that way. And that's what I thought I could do with the class, right? But of course, it seems like in this rather large class I'm teaching right now, several students started clicking around, and all of a sudden their layout doesn't look anything like what I have on my screen. So they're confused. And I was kind of caught a little bit with my pants down there because I wasn't immediately sure how to fix that. But there are some simple solutions. And this is not intended to be a very comprehensive treatise on containers and panels and all the modifications you can do to the Rhino interface, but it's more how to get back to normal, and then how to set up and save a simple layout the way you want it. So first of all, we're going to fix this, and it's pretty easy, really. You pull down the window menu from the top menu bar, pull down window and window layouts, and just click on the first option there, default window layout. And do you want to save this? I'm going to say probably not, but saving it will come into play in just a little bit. I'll show you how that can be important. So we're going to do no for now, and the interface is going to change, and apparently this is the default layout. And I'm going to just simply get it to something that is more easily recognizable to me. Like, for example, the O snaps seemed like always opened up down at the bottom. And notice how I don't think I can reverse that. Nope, can't reverse it with the undo button. But it popped up and put it down at the bottom of the screen, but it occupies about half the screen here. So I'm searching for the drag down, and I can put it about, oops, I took it a little too low. I'm going to raise it just a little bit here. And that's where I'm used to seeing it. But notice now, I want to show you something before we proceed. This is O-snaps, and the selection filter tab is here also. I'm not used to that. I'm used to having the filters up either in the right-hand container where the panels, what they used to call panels, was up in sort of in the right-hand part of the screen. If you pull down, containers and manage containers, you'll notice that we actually have two options for OSNAP here. And if we pull the fly out, the little triangle to the left-hand side, we see that the OSNAP is checked, has OSNAP and selection filters within it. So that explains why we're seeing selection filters grouped in the same tab group as OSNAPs. Now, if we uncheck this, let's look at this other one. This version, this iteration of OSNAP, only has OSNAP in it. So I'm going to click on that one. And then for now, I can close this container management window. Now, I'd like to have my filters over here. I think you probably all remember, or new students may not understand. You can click on the little gear in any container and show panels, and then we will add selection filters here, right? And so this, you can have this be either vertical or horizontal. Apparently, you can change this to the old-fashioned way of having it right up here, but filters are now built into this instead of being a separate component. I suppose you could uncheck it here and put filters docked over where they always used to be in my mind, but I don't mind having this. And so having these tabs, these panel tabs, vertical or horizontal, I'm actually growing fond of the vertical layout. So having them alongside here and then working with layers, object properties, context sensitive help, and filters. And another thing too, the filter tab in the status bar, the filter button I should say, used to just be a toggle to either open the filters, the selection filters, or close them. And now it's more of a disable-able thing. So if we click this, if it browns out, then they're disabled. Notice the disable button is checked here. If we click it again, they are enabled. And so that's where I'm going to put those. All right. I'm also used to seeing the sidebar be narrower. Oops, I missed the little duty bop there, the slider. Okay, and so this is how I'm used to seeing the sidebar. You know, you may like it a different way. No problem there. So anyway, now we have OSNAPs down at the bottom of the screen where I'm used to finding them. We have the status bar. The big change there is how the filter is just an on-off toggle rather than a open it up or close it thing. The panels area or the is over here on the right-hand side with a vertical selection for and the things I've checked are selection filters, context sensitive help. What's that? Display. I'm not sure why that's there. I don't usually use it. Object properties I use a lot, and of course layers. Okay, so now we like this. What are we going to do to be able to get back to this layout? Well, once again, we pull down the window menu, Windows layouts. Oh, there's one other thing I want to show you here. If you click on the little gear in any of these containers, you can do it. I'm going to use this one. You can lock docked containers. I suggest going ahead and locking docked containers. And that way you can't inadvertently drag them into some awkward or into some other position on the screen where you don't like to see them. So locking those containers, and remember you can access that from any of the container gearboxes, right? Up here maybe, yep, locked gearboxes or excuse me, lock docked containers. Okay, so we have these locked. So anyway, what are we going to do now to save this? What we can do, one way that we can do this is go back to the window drop down, Windows layouts, and you can see that we have an option here to save Windows layout. Boom. So let's call this demo layout and click OK. All right, now if we look at this again, we should see an option for, there's Gary's layout, which I saved earlier, and the demo layout. So now we can completely, oops, I'm locked, remember? I'm locked, so I can't do it. But let's unlock these. Let's get to some sort of awkward thing here. We'll just pull stuff up randomly and place them all over the place. But now we can pull down Windows layouts, demo layout, and now we're not going to save this one. And I apologize for my big dogs barking in the background here. Don't save it, and we're going to get back to the layout that we had set. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful for people that have found the new containers concept a little bit confusing and hard to get out of once you're there. This is Rhino Jewelry CAD signing off. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video and got a little bit out of it. If you liked it, even just a little bit, hit that like button. Give me the big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more content. Thank you very much.